So we're here at Pump Station 6 on the Orleans-Jefferson line, and I'm joined by Steve Nelson. He's the General Superintendent of the Sewerage and Water Board. Been there for a couple years, but just rose to the level of this very important, basically the number 2 in the authority controlling this system. Steve, tell us what the readiness is and what we can expect from this storm based on what we see from the tracks.
Yeah, so at this point, the key for us is pumps and power, and then the ability to get the water to those pumps. As you've mentioned before, a typical peak load, we need about 44 megawatts. We've got 70 available, so having that redundancy is key. We got 90 of 99 pumps available, so it should be ample pumping capacity. And looking at rates, we can handle 1 inch an hour as long as it wants to fall, and should be in good shape. Looking at intensities right now, we're not seeing much more than that. So just looking good so far, and we'll see what the rain continues to bring, continue to operate.
Well, and I said earlier that this is as ready as we've seen the Sewerage and Water Board in terms of power capacity, and we saw some confusion earlier on some of the media, social media, about Station D on Peoples Avenue. That is not really there for pumping out drainage. It's actually more for frequency changers and things like that. If you could just clarify that the fact that the 2 constant duty pumps there are down is really not a significant issue, right?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for asking. So in the interest of full transparency, we wanted to show that for our customers. That Station 17 in that neighborhood handles what we call dry weather flow. So it's essentially groundwater. Stormwater runoff goes to Station 19. That's got full pump capacity and is running as intended and ready to go.
And how about DPS 12, that's the small station that's kind of in the northwest corner of Lakeview. We've seen issues before where the pumps actually worked in reverse and pumped water in from the lake. That was not supposed to happen. It had to be manned, and it went down in 2017, and then there was nobody there to man it and turn things on manually. What is the status of DPS 12?
Yeah, 12 is up and running. We've got staff there full-time, 24 hours a day through this event, and we have altered our staffing plan for that in anticipation of regular rainfall events as well. So lessons learned, and we're continuing to operate as we need to out there as well.
Okay, great. And then the last issue I think that we have a real concern about, especially after coming out of Ida, was the sewer lift stations and the issue where those rely on Entergy power. Entergy power went down for an extended period of time, and you actually ended up having to pump raw sewage into Bayou Sauvage at one point out at the sewer treatment plant. Can you tell us what the status is there, and is there any more readiness this time based on what you experienced in Ida?
Yeah, lessons learned there for certain. We have additional generators available. We've also been in conversations with Entergy as well as the governor's office. If we do see widespread power outages and it goes past 2 or 3 days in a widespread manner, we'll be deploying additional generators. We've got additional resources and folks partnering with us to address that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Steve Nelson, the General Superintendent of the Sewerage and Water Board, giving us an update on where they stand. Again, basically the most ready that the Sewerage and Water Board has been going into a major storm event that we've seen, especially since the major failure of August 2017. So looking good, but again, difference between readiness and execution. So reporting for now from the Orleans Parish, Jefferson Parish line at Pump Station 6, David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.